Good morning. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM. Drinking coffee on this cold, windy, wet Hurricane Hillary Monday morning, August 21st, in the year of our Lord Steve the Cat, 2023. About 64 degrees and cloudy. And it's Monday. And on Monday, we take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game freebies that are available on TTRPG and the DMs Guild. The bundles of sales that are available on various sites, and of course the charity bundles. But we're trying something different. We experimented with this format last week, and it got more hits than I thought it would. So we're going to continue to experiment. I'm going to do all the freebies and all the sales as normal and all the bundles, but Humble Bumble and Bundle of Holding, I'm going to do on a separate video. So this video will just be the drive-through freebies and stuff like that. That said, remember, these are all PDFs. None of these are physical product unless I specifically say so. So don't get mad at me if you download it and there's no dice. Also, because you are downloading product, please remember to check these for viruses and malwares, because yes, this happens still. This would be the point where I would enter my, ad for Void VPN, but they're not sponsoring me. Sponsor me, VPN. Yeah, and in regards to the charities, I always would say maybe just give the money directly to the charity in question as opposed to going through a third-party bundle, which I'm surprised still hasn't got me in trouble for saying that. You'd think it would have right now. And obviously, some of these are going to go to the Maui situation. Survived the earthquake. I survived Hurricane Hillary. I survived the Santa Barbara fire. I survived another weekend of being told I'm a horrible, awful person by a certain YouTuber. So let's see what is available this week for our freebies. All of these are available on drive-thru. For Torg Eternity, we have a murder mystery set in the universe of Torg. It's called Big Brawl in Berlin. It comes to us from Vincent Ginsberg. No relation to the Bible guy, I assume, but who knows? Maybe he is. We have a Monster of the Week adventure called Don't Forget About Me. Monster of the Week is a game from Powered by the Apocalypse based around the whole Monster of the Week Buffy type thing. It comes to us from a designer called Skavenloft. That's an awesome game name. And it's called Don't Forget About Me. So if you're looking for D6 Powered by the Apocalypse adventures about a bunch of teenagers fighting monsters in a breakfast club-like setting, that should be awesome. Wet Ink Games has released Heckin' Good Doggos, which is just any tabletop role-playing game about dogs just automatically wins, just wins. So this is it uses the 1+1 system. It's got 6 pre-generated dogs and a full adventure in the world of Heckin' Good Doggos, where you play dogs. Dogs are awesome. So any role-playing game about dogs is therefore awesome. Garrett Elliott has released a trilogy of adventures for Barbarians of Luminaria, S1, S2, and S3. The Sundered Veil, Fortress of Oblivion, and Dread in the Water. These are classic one-shot sword and sorcery adventures with pre-generated characters, so you don't even need to know about Barbarians of Luminaria too much. And they all take place in sort of a sword and sorcery Conan-esque type setting. So if you're looking for some sword and sandals, classic low magic fantasy for the OSR OSE, here you go. It's free. The Sephirus has released 2 new adventures for Traveler. These both come to us from Old School Role-Playing. We have an adventure called A Little Bit of Ultra Violence, where you are going off to do some ultra violence and deal with the outcome of the ultra violence. And the second Sephirus engine game from Old School Role-Playing is called Personalities of Frontier Space, which is a collection of NPCs from the Sephirus engine Traveler Old School Role-Playing universe invented by Old School Role-Playing. I know that's confusing, okay? Old School Role-Playing is the name of the company. Sephirus is the name of the role-playing engine they are using, because it is the current system that the Traveler universe is set in, and these guys have created their own universe using Traveler, using the Sephirus engine. And so this Personalities of Frontier Space contains NPCs from their version of Traveler Space. Confused now? Because I know I am. And if you want more Traveler, a new individual has stepped into the Traveler ring to compete for your Traveler money. An individual by the name of Miles Maria, not Miles Morales, Miles Maria, has released an adventure called The Ruthless Veil Sexter Exhibition Player's Guide, detailing a setting along with some new spacecraft. So this guy has also made his own Traveler setting. It's called The Ruthless Veil Sector. There's a new Cthulhu adventure from Linus Weber called Roadhouse Feast, set in the 1920s at a motel and restaurant somewhere along the Cthulhu version of Route 66, where the investigators are stuck in a car accident and then have to go spend the night in this isolated location because it's raining and things happen. Cthulhu type things. Pedro Avenue has released a new player character class for Shadow Dark. We have a new player character class called the Zealot class, which I guess is kind of cleric-y, I don't know, or a version of cleric for Shadow Dark. It's always nice to see people supporting Shadow Dark. And we've got a new adventure called Joker and Thief Publishing called The Verdant Vault. It's a first level adventure exploring various settings in a world called The Verdant Shield. And this is an adventure for Shadow Dark. So we have a Joker and Thief has published an adventure using the Shadow Dark rule set called The Verdant Vault. This is a mysterious world called the Verdant Shield, an abandoned forest that used to be protected by a spirit, but now the spirit is gone, and your Shadow Dark adventurers have to go into the forest and fix the corruption. Nice to see support from my friend Kelsey's game. Meanwhile, over at Dungeon Masters Guild, we have the usual selection of free adventures and free stuff for D25E. Thankfully, we now know officially that Dungeon Masters Guild will at least be alive and still making product through February of 2024. So we've got something called Toys of Lumulch. This is a supplement for the Witchlight setting. Remember the Witchlight setting? Yeah. Which features a bunch of messed up toys. Wow. So killer teddy bears and stuff like that. This also comes with VTT tokens. So if you download it, double check for viruses and malware, because not only are you downloading a PDF, you're also downloading VTT tokens, which will then now have to upload to your VTT system of choice, assuming it runs D&D. So those are multiple locations where those evil, insidious malware and viruses could affect you. So yeah, check them out. Zachary Tonzun has released a alternate rules for the help action. Remember the help action in 5e? There's an adventure, one of those many 5e rules most people don't even ever use. And then they remember, and then they're like, oh, wait, I've got the help action. Can I use that now? So yeah, here's some new alternate rules to take more advantage of the help action. And if you like even more alternate rules for 5e, an individual called W.N. Nash has released class-based experience points, a new XP system that rewards role-play and exploration as much as combat while avoiding the arbitrary artificiality of milestone leveling. Milestone leveling is like one of the only... I love milestone leveling. Who doesn't like it? I mean, sure, occasionally it's nice to hear you got 200 experience points for hitting those goblins. But I prefer milestone because I don't have to do math. I don't need to know how many experience. I just need to know, as long as I'm adventuring and playing my character and following the plot, eventually I will level up and I don't have to worry about those 50 experience points. Just I like milestone. I know most people disagree with me, but then I'm dyslexic and don't like dealing with math. So I'd rather just know that, in 3 level, okay, I eventually assume that I'm going to level up and bam. We have a collection of more new stuff for 5e. This comes to us from Graymere Wickfin. Graymere Wickfin, Garymer first name, Wickfin, Wackfin second name. If I'm saying your name wrong, my individual, I apologize. This is called Graymere's Collection of Curious Crafts, and it contains new magic items for 5th edition. We have an adventure for 5th edition called The Vault of Time, a time-bending adventure. an adventure that involves time magic. No, no, just never do time travel. Just that is just one of the corner rules. Just time travel, no. Sean Bonaru, Bonneau, has an adventure for us called Cave of the Merciful Moon. It's a 5th level adventure for characters who want to trace some goblins and fight some bandits and retrieve a dwarven relic from a long lost cave. We've got some new stuff for Vampire the Masquerade on Storyteller's Vault. Sebastian Black has released Unliving Cities, a V5 city building supplement for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. You know who else has a free city building system that you could use for Vampire the Masquerade? Well, that's my friend Miguel over at the Red Room. That's right. He made a city building system for the Wretchedverse. It has received a lot of good reviews, so you can check that out instead. And then we have Kevin Ulria has released Sao Paulo at Night, a campaign setting to convert Sao Paulo, Brazil into Vampire the Masquerade. So vampires that celebrate Brazilian, Carnival. Unfortunately, it is written in the native tongue of Brazil, which is Portuguese. But hey, I guess somebody is working on an English translation of it. So if you live in Portugal and want a game set in your hometown where vampires are messing around in Brazil, there you go. And then we've got the usual lightning rounds from Dungeon Masters Guild. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new maps. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new monsters. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 new playable races. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new 5e classes and subclasses. And remember, all of these are technically official 5e classes until Wizards of the Coast says otherwise in February. But as we know now, Dungeon Masters Guild is guaranteed to still be operating at least through February of next year. So if any of these freebie classes sound like something you want to add to your 5e game, download them for free from the DM's Guild. Make sure your DM's okay with them, and then get the chance to use them before Wizards of the Coast says, nope, you can't. Moving on to the bundles. Drive-Thru RPG is running a Cosmic Horror bundle featuring 3,000 different products that technically qualify as Cosmic Horror. It's kind of hard to, that's pretty wide open, so yes. Basically, it's 25% off of a ton of stuff on Drive-Thru, including Call of Cthulhu, Delta Green, Alien the RPG, Chronicles of Darkness, Scion, okay, I guess that's Hyperborea, Octung Cthulhu, and lots more. So yeah, pretty much if it's related to space or spookiness, it's on sale. Because there's like one here about Japan, Cthulhu Japan. Then we've got Alien, World War II, fantasy, Hyperborea. So yeah, basically just if it has anything to do with space or Cthulhu or body horror or cosmic horror, 3,000 titles marked down. About 25% off. Storyteller's Vault is having a huge sale to celebrate the end of summer. Almost 500 titles, including some community content for the World of Darkness, covering every game they've ever made from both White Wolf and Onyx Path. 25% off. A ton of end of summer vampire love just in time for Halloween. Crucible 7 has a massive library of Warhammer Fantasy role-playing games 2nd edition available. 25 titles of their classic Warhammer Fantasy role-playing setting. Warhammer Fantasy role-playing setting, a fun setting that does not get enough love. This is $50 for 25 PDFs of Warhammer Fantasy love. Solution 7 has released a bundle of animated maps with the Dark Fantasy map pack, including a bandit camp, cave, locations, cities, lairs, necropolises, 30 maps, also available in regular and in UHD 4K. This is $75 for the 1080p resolution and $150 for the 4K resolution, $150 for animated battle maps, which I guess are VTT. Yeah. What the does this map do that it's going to cost me $150? Is it 3D? Does it actually bring the city location into my friendly local game store? Is it a Star Trek holo suite that opens up? Because nothing. No, I'm sorry. No digital map is worth $150. Just so you can see a little fire go flicker, 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 flicker. Dungeon Images has a collection of templates and artwork ready for use with commercial projects featuring 11 transparent page borders, 5 textured paper backgrounds, blah, blah, blah. More VTT stuff. Speaking of backgrounds, anybody know how I can fill in this black space here? I know there's a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. But yeah, this black space is kind of boring, right? I'm sure there's a way to add something. And we've got some Roll20 bundles as well. We've got a Monster of the Week bundle for $36, a Thirsty Sword Lesbian bundle for $36, and an Advanced Lovers and Lesbian bundle for $40. Okay, Thirsty Sword Lesbians and Advanced Lovers and Lesbians are basically the same system, so you're paying twice for the same thing. Yes, no, thank you. I don't think so. And now moving on to more serious, of course, we have a lot of bundles for people who have suffered the disaster in Maui. I do have a family that lives in Maui, so we're obviously concerned about them. I haven't heard from that friend. I have some distant relatives that live on the islands. I'm not sure if they're on Maui. Haven't talked to them in years, but I do know that I have family out there, so I'm hoping they're okay. So yeah, we've got a Skirmish Publishing has a bundle to send over money to the Maui fires, featuring over 20 source books for various D20 adventures. It's $5, and it goes to support the Maui thing. Or you could just give the money directly to the charities that are helping out in the Maui disaster instead of doing it through this bundle. We've still got the bundle going on for Gizmo the dog. Sleepy Sasquatch Games is looking to help alleviate some of the medical bills that have acquired for this dog. He's a 12-year-old dog. He needs your love. $19 is the most popular pledge. It gets you a whole bunch of different adventures for all the systems this game has made, including Wandering Dreams, Courier, Sci-Fi Exploration, and Wandering Souls. So you would get all the PDFs of all those. Or you could just go to the GoFundMe for Gizmo and give the money directly and bypass the games. Bandcamp has a Dungeon Sith music track pack available for $7. This goes to LGBTQ charities in the area. We were trying to figure out what Dungeon Synth was last week, and basically it is music that sounds like music in old 8-bit fantasy games, and then synthesized to sort of give a Dungeons and Dragons type feel. So, yeah, synthesize slightly spooky music that sounds like it would be in an old 8-bit Mario type game. And then we've got the bundles of holding, which I will be doing in a separate video now, as you know, because I'm trying to experiment with this a different format. So we're just going to skip the bundles for now. And you can look for me to talk about them in a separate. Yeah. So we'll be talking about those in a separate videos, the bundle of holding and stuff like that. Hero Labs is doing a bundle for the Trevor project. It has character management tools for Pathfinder. The most popular pledge is $25, which gets you access to the Hero Lab online for 3 months, and has access to all the Game Master stuff that has ever been made for Pathfinder and Pathfinder 2. So what is this? This is the Pathfinder equivalent of D&D Beyond, or at least one of the Pathfinder equivalent of D&D Beyond. It's a digital tool that allows you to take a Pathfinder character and swoosh him up to the magic of the interweb, and then carry that character with you on your phone to wherever you go, and then open the phone and your character magically appears in 3D digital format. And then you have to spend 20 minutes trying to figure out how to add plus 1d6. So yeah, just use a piece of paper. Why spend $24? Do you have the player's handbook already? Do you have a piece of paper? You're done. You don't need this unless you want to support the Trevor Project. And if you do want to support the Trevor Project, just give the money directly to the Trevor Project. We have a cancer research charity bundle from Mongoose. This is called the Traveler Bundle, and it features pretty much everything Mongoose has made for Traveler for $18, and it goes to support cancer research in the United Kingdom. Or you could just get the, go to the GoFundMe for the cancer research in the United Kingdom and bypass the bundle unless you're a hardcore Traveler fan. If you have any questions ever about Traveler, head on over to Schoner Films. He's always talking about Traveler on his site. He can answer your questions better than I can. As for this week's Humble Bumbles and Bumbles of Holding, as I said, we're going to be trying this new format, so I'm going to do them in a separate and cover everything that is on Humble Bumble and Bundle of Holding, not just the RPG stuff. If you like that format, let me know. If you prefer having everything in one, like I've been doing in the past, let me know. But for now, that is all the tabletop role-playing game charities, freebies, and bundles. If you feel like picking any of those up, let me know. If you want to hear me keep doing this every week, let me know. If you never want to hear me do this ever again, let me know, because it's that time of year again when I start trying to think of new ways to make the channel different and interesting and more variable so I can get those 2,000 subs by the end of the year. Time is flying, and I need me another 500 subs. So if you love what I do and you haven't subbed yet, let me know. If we reach 2,000 subs, I don't know, I'll make fun of Mar Hockman or something, because he's right here. Till next time, I'm the OGGM asking y'all to drive safe. It is raining, and we're having earthquakes and aliens and who else, what's else. Stay tuned for the Humble Bumble and Bumble of Holding portion of this week's PDF news. And yeah, I'm going to go check on Steve. See ya. Stay safe.